All right. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Han. I just like to say, every Sri Lankan, they say, is born from a lion. So the national animal of Sri Lanka is a lion. Anyways, thank you very much, Toastmaster Han. Thank you everyone for coming back. We are now moving on to the third and final part of our meeting. And to preside over this session, I would like to invite back the general evaluator, Toastmaster Karuna. Over to you, Toastmaster Karuna. Toastmaster Karuna, you're muted.
Toastmaster Karuna, you are muted, yeah. Toastmaster Karuna, can you hear us?
Yes, you can hear us.
Hello, Toastmaster Karuna.
Karuna, you were muted.
Sorry.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. The Valiant Tiger, I would like to know more about your background. Okay, good. Let's carry on our Valiant tonight with our evaluation. And first of all, I would like to invite the table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Nick Yasmin. Over to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My role as the table topics evaluator is to listen to each impromptu speeches given by the participants of the table topic session and provide feedback. So earlier we had 5 eloquence table topic speakers, and the first table topic speaker was Jaya. She got the topic, why do you think the lion is the king of the jungle? Instead of talking about the lion being the king of the jungle, she shared with us why she thinks that the tiger is the king of the king of the jungle. Sorry. What I like about her speech was that she started her speech confidently by telling us the unique characteristic of the tiger, which is fearless and brave. I feel moved listening to her speech, especially when she said, roar like a tiger, otherwise people will see you as a cat. If there is one thing to improve on, Jaya, I think you can expand your speech even more. Perhaps you can share with us a personal story, maybe about a tiger figure in your life, and you can conclude that the uniqueness of the tiger makes the tiger deserve to conquer the jungle. All in all, great attempt, Jaya. Second table topic speaker, Han. He chose the topic, which of your 2021 goals are you most proud of achieving? What I like about his speech is that I find the speech very organized. He started off his speech by sharing the many things that happened in his life during the year 2021. He shared that he did a lot of new things, new haircut, and the goal that he is most proud of was reviving and establishing UTP Toastmasters Club in mid-2021. He said that there were many ups and downs that happened to him in 2021, which is normal in our life. We have our ups and downs. He shared his gratitude because of this goal of reviving the club. He met a lot of new people, new friends, and virtual love. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe virtual love towards the club. And he concluded by repeating that the goal that he is most proud of was reviving UTP Toastmasters Club. If there is one thing to improve on, perhaps you can try to make your speech more engaging. Maybe you can add more vocal variety. It will make your speech more dramatic, especially when you are sharing about your club that you didn't get to move forward back then due to your membership. All in all, a good job. Thank you for your sharing, Han. Third table topic speaker, Akram. He chose the topic, your most important 2022 goals. He started off his speech by saying that goals cannot be defined. It is subjective, and the world is constantly evolving. So it doesn't matter how big or small the goal is. What I like about his speech is that Akram is a natural storyteller. He shared with us that his number one priority is safety. He wants to be as healthy as possible by having a good diet, a good daily routine, and also not to get infected by COVID. He also shared with us that he wants to complete his master's, get a decent job, or maybe continuing his education. So when he's sharing these things, I feel like there is no barrier between Akram and us. It's like you're sharing like a close friend. And I hope that you will achieve everything that you dream of. I find the conclusion was powerful too. He shared that we can achieve any goals that we set our mind to. Honestly, I cannot find anything big to improve on. Perhaps you can add more hand gestures uh, so that the speech will be more engaging. For example, when you share health is your number one priority, perhaps you can show your finger like that. It will be more impactful. So kudos to you, Akram. Fourth table topic speaker, Naim. He got the topic, working from home or physical. He started off his speech by asking us a question. Who in the right mind wants to work physically when you can do the same thing at home? I find that his speech is very relatable to us who are working or studying. What I like about his speech is that I feel like I'm watching a drama. I actually don't know whether he prefers to work from home or work at office. He injected some humor at the early of his speech by saying that his room is his office. So I assume that he likes to work from home. Then he shared with us that he finds being in office more fun. As we are social animals, we need some human touch. As a conclusion, he said that the best arrangement would be working from office and home alternately. So I find that I was like on a roller coaster listening to your speech. As for the things to improve on, honestly, I couldn't find one. So thank you, Naim, for your sharing. And our last table topic speaker, who was volunteered by the table topic master, DTM Alicia, she got the topic, apart from the lion, which animal you think is most qualified to be the king of the jungle? She shared with us that the animal that she thinks most qualified to be the king is the horse. And she loves the horse because of her daughters. Compared to the tiger, the horse is more motivating and pleasant looking. And she likes the way that the horse moves. So what I like about her speech is that when she shared about the characteristic of the horse, I could feel that she speak from the heart. I could feel the love, her love for her daughters who were born in the year of the tiger. And she concluded her speech by saying that if she has the authority to choose the king, she would choose the horse as the king of the jungle. I find this conclusion very powerful. If there is one thing to improve on, Alicia, perhaps you can expand more by giving example to the characteristic of the horse. Maybe you can relate with your daughters. It will make your audience more interested and more convinced that the horse is the king of the jungle. All in all, great sharing, Alicia. Thanks to all table topic speakers for enlightening us with your stories tonight. Let's give a round of applause to our table topic speakers. And that's all from me. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Table Topics Evaluator. I think you did a very, very pleasant and enthusiastic job. You have followed the motto, we must evaluate to motivate. You've done that very well and you're so cool, calm and confident. Thank you very much. I think all the speakers will be very happy to go back as valiant as a tiger. Next, we have the project speakers, and the first project speaker was evaluated by Toastmaster Naim. So Toastmaster Naim, the floor is yours.
Testing. Hello, Karuna. Can you hear me? Right, fantastic. Toastmaster Hibullah or Bull, congratulations. I really enjoyed your speech. And you began with being bossy, elegant, or heartless. And when you said those words, it instantly caught my attention because one, not only was it a very good beginning, an opener, hook, but it was also something I used to do. So I really, really understood what kind of communication style that you had. And I think me and you, we both resonate onto the same level. And towards the end, it really showed that simply knowing one communication style is not enough. As a leader, as what we're doing right now in Toastmasters, we need to understand everyone's communication style and really try to learn and become a better speaker in the end, which is very, very good. And I can see the transition from being a bossy leader to a bossy leader. I'm hearing a bit of echo, sorry. Now, what you really did well, which something I really like, is that I can really see that you practice, didn't you? I can see that you actually rehearse your speech. Why? Because you seem more composed. You seem to know what you're doing, especially at the very beginning. You seem to have already practiced and rehearsed this speech multiple times in your head, and then this is your fifth or sixth time. I can really see it. However, towards the end, I can also see that you were not as prepared as the first part. Maybe you were a bit rambling towards how do I say this? Because sometimes you look away from the screen and trying to memorize and remember what we're trying to say in the beginning. But no worries, practice more and you'll be better in the end. Another thing that I really liked is that, well, you have a talent of being very animatic. I feel as though if it wasn't this kind of speech setting, if I were to meet you in person and talk to you, I imagine you to be someone who's very animated, someone who has a lot of energy, and also someone who has a lot of jokes. And I can really see that you're trying to put all your styles, all your personal communication skills into your speeches. And I really like to see more of that. I can see that you already have the talent, you already have the principle. You need a bit of practice. And that's something I really want to emphasize if you really want to take your speeches to the next level. Look at other speeches online, such as TED Talks or maybe Toastmasters. There is a skill to which how you present a joke or how you has to say, set up that humor, set up that joke, and how to deliver it. Along with when do you make your speech or your voice louder, softer, slower, or faster? You need to keep practicing. You need to really watch other people's speeches. And then you really see when do you incorporate different styles in different scenarios because you already have the skill. You already have the talent. All you need is a bit of practice. Same as before, keep practicing, Rula. You're a very good job. I really like your speech, and I'm really looking forward to more of your speeches. Very good job. Thank you very much. Back to you, Karuna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naim. As usual, splendid evaluation, giving them tips from before till now as you follow them through, giving them the room to be more valiant in the future. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Naim. Next, we move on to the second project speaker, and the evaluator is Toastmaster Salida. The floor is yours.
Toastmaster Salida, I think you're unmuted.
Okay, sorry. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Jaya Sankari, congratulations. You have successfully delivered a great speech. In general, my evaluations on your speech today will be centering on the physical message of presentation, whether it's intentional and unintentional movement. This includes your posture, your eye contact and gestures, and how you move your hands or arms. Sankari, your captivating and well-organized speech brought us on perspectives of adequacy in life. There are few things that I like about your speech and presentation tonight. You started with a non-verbal cues of connection. You tried to communicate with all of us by asking questions and engaged with the audience. It's through your smile, your eye contact, and your body language. You have successfully utilized verbal and non-verbal audience interaction to keep your audience engaged and involved in your speech. You stood up tall, you open up, you embrace all of us, the audience, then you lead us into your stories and getting all of us to explore your speech. And what I think about your speech is this effect this had was to first and foremost has established you as an authority so that all of us trust you before you introduce the whole story, the whole presentation that you have designed. Simple and yet powerful. Point number two, your hand gestures as a storytelling tool. You put verbs into action by acting them out with your hands. You have enhanced your messages and amplified your story through your hand gestures and help you come across as more genuine and believable. I noticed yet that you did not overdo it and focus on action words, and you made your gestures strong and defined. Congratulations. So you are very good in using hand gestures, yeah? This is an essential element of non-verbal communication in showing others how you feel and in turn how you made me feel. That is the most important thing is. And I will call this your magic wand. This magic wand has helped you to enhance your messages and make you seem more confident and relaxed. You use symbolic gestures to communicate numbers and position, to communicate movement, feelings. You clasp your hand together to show pleading and so on. The next point would be your vocal tone. Your speaking style, your pitch, the rate, and volume all contributed to understanding yourself as a speaker from my perspective. Changes in your vocal tone during your speech was a noticeable non-verbal cue that contributes to audience understanding of your delivering your speech. However, I feel that it may be improved by having more vocal variety and appreciate pauses in your speech. Now, Jaya, as good as this speech is, there is always room for improvement. The first thing that I think that you can improve in your speech is by striking the power pose. Now, how to strike that power pose? All you need to do is just stand straight with your shoulders, back and feet shoulder width apart, and conquer your stage. Make sure you feel comfortable with your stage. And place your hands at the side of your body so that you can easily make hand gestures when you need to. And try as much as possible. And if you're in a large room, just imagine tilt your whole body towards different parts of the audience so that everyone feels included and participating in your speech. And why did I suggest this power pose to you? Because this power pose can actually raise testosterone levels and helps to lower our cortisol levels. What will happen next? It will increase your dominance level and lower your stress on the stage. So if you have the confident body language and pretend you feel powerful, you are more likely to actually feel it. And who doesn't want to feel powerful on stage, right? Okay, so I leave it to you. Last but not least is adding expressions in your speech. Expressions and take a pause. People depend on facial expressions to interpret our motives and emotions. So an audience will respond better to us if we are expressive when we deliver our speech. This is like a bit of acting. You want to emphasize your expressions so that the audience can interpret meaning from them. How? So, for example, if you want to show your frustration or confusion, you want to raise your eyebrows or you want to frown. For sad moments, from a little and slightly tilt the sides of your lips downwards. All right. So Toastmaster Sangri, to conclude, it was an excellent attempt. You started your speech with non-verbal cues of connection. You have utilized wisely your magic wand, your hand gestures, and your voice tone, and to bring your speech to the next level. Remember, to engage and hook up with the audience, hook up through an effective body language, hypnotize the audience through an effective body language, and personal storytelling techniques. Make it more conversational and engaging. Don't forget to strike the power pose. Take us to a deeper dive of your speech by weaving the expressions and appreciate pauses. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Evaluator Toastmaster Salida. Very comprehensive, and I think we have gained a lot. All of us have gained a lot through your detailed evaluation. Thank you very much. The third protest speaker was evaluated by Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Tay. Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Tay, over to you now.
Thank you, Han. I always enjoy your speech because you are such a natural speaker. Today, somehow your voice was very low. The entire speech, I had to lean myself towards and hardly heard your voice. Nonetheless, I could catch your point. To meet the objective of your speech, generally, I look for 4 areas. 1, how do you express your emotion? 2nd, how do you bring out the attitude of your speech? 4, how do you enhance the content of your speech? 4, did you aware of your unintentional movement? Back to 1, emotion, I felt your emotion. I felt your frustration. That was very clear. Okay. And then your attitude was gentle. Despite all the frustration, you were in good control. That was a very good quality you display yourself. Enhance your speech content. Yeah, you did have some shoulder gesture, hand gesture. I will get to that later. In terms of awareness of unintentional movement, I noticed that you were not aware about your eye look towards the left more. So because this pattern carry on the entire speech, that convinced me that you did not pay attention, you were not aware of your unintentional movement. Okay. As to for the area for improvement, I would suggest that you prepare yourself earlier because you did have some technical issue to begin with. Second, I will also, because of if you had prepared yourself earlier, your voice could have been heard clearer. That would also cover that. Last but not least, your position. I did not see your body until at least the wavelength that totally missed out your hand. I did not see your hand. That I could see only once a while your hand waves a little bit from the line. I can see a little bit, so I could tell that you had some hand gesture. That's why I said I'll get back to here. And your shoulder, all these things. If I could see half of your body, that will give me a firm answer whether you had the gesture and shoulder enhance your speech contents. Overall, I still enjoy your speech because this is a real case, real story. You spoke with conviction. I could feel your frustration. You were kind of self-talk, complaining in a way, but despite you were in a very composed way of complaining, I like your attitude. You were very pleasant. just focus on the 3 points that to improve on. The one first, prepare area so that you would not have the technical hiccup. Third is the positioning. Always show it, especially for this speech, that you need to show your body language. You need to have at least half of your body to be seen. Okay? All the best. I look forward to your next speech. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Elisa Tay. Very comforting, yet very frank evaluation. And I think Toastmaster Han, you have some constraints today. Doesn't matter. Be valiant like the tiger and move on, move forward. Right? You will achieve what your goals. I should say. Okay, that concludes the speech evaluation and the table topics evaluation. I have learned a lot from my evaluators, so nothing much for me to say. I will just leave it as you can see in the chat box. Yeah, it's a learning process for everybody. Wonderful. Next, I have my other tigers, who helped me run the show today, and it's not tag, it's going to be GAT. First, I would like to call the grammarian, Toastmaster Mufaro, to give her grammarian report. Over to you.
Hear me?
Yes, Mufaro, can you repeat?
All right. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, you can hear me?
Yep, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Mufara Chisa. I'm your grammarian. My apologies again for coming into the meeting late. So I'm just going to be sharing a few grammatical errors that I managed to just pick out just a few the time that I got into the meeting today. Otherwise, I'd like to congratulate us today. There were not so many, grammatical errors in everyone's speech. So I'll just mention a few. So there was one one sentence that read that these are the ways these are the way that I have communicated. I would suggest that this sentence be reworded as this is the way that I have communicated. Second is, when it comes to make a decision, I would suggest that it be reworded as when it comes to making a decision. One more grammatical error was on the sentence, we can be more empathy. I would suggest that this sentence be reworded as we can show more empathy. The next would be which animal you think is the king of the jungle. I would reword it as which animal do you think is the king of the jungle? And for the phrases that I like today, you will never have to work a day in your life if you choose the job you love. So these are the few grammatical errors that I've managed to pick up today. So thank you so much for the speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, grammarian. You made it a good job, even though you joined us late. Doesn't matter. The task of the grammarian is also to highlight some good phrases, maybe we might share later on, and also to see how often the word of the day was used, and used in the correct way, right? The word of the day today is valiant, and how the whole meeting, through fellowship or through speeches or through roles played, synced or matched the theme and the word of the day, right? Maybe a tip for you, no problem. And there's another thing, gesture. Most of us like to say G, G. It's not G, it's J. It's gesture. Gesture, I think some customers have used it correctly. Some are still very unsure. It's gesture, all right? Gesture is gesture, for your note. Thank you very much. And let's move on to the next key role player, the R counter. The R counter was handled by Toastmaster Nisa. Over to you, Toastmaster Nisa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karuna. So here is my counter report. For Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Jaya, 1 Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Akram, 11 so total speech crutches is 11. Okay, good job. Table Topic Master, Dr. Rashid. No speech crutches. Toastmaster Yasmin, 1 and duplicated words characteristic. So table topic, we move on to table topic speaker. Toastmaster Jaya, 1 so. Table topic speaker number 2 is Toastmaster Han, 2 Table topic speaker 3, Toastmaster Akram, 16 2 so. So total we have 18 speech crutches. Next, good job, Toastmaster Naim. No speech crutches. And then next, table topic speaker number 5, DTM Alicia, 1 and duplicated words eat. Okay, next we move on to prepared speaker. Number 1, we have Toastmaster Bull. You have 1 repeated words. It is I initiated. So well done to prepared speaker number 2, Toastmaster Jaya. Prepared speaker number 3, Toastmaster Han. Well done. And now we move on to speech evaluator. Number 1, Toastmaster Naim, and speech evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Salida, and speech evaluator number 3, DTM Alicia. Well done, 3 of you. No speech crutches. And then we move on to grammarian, Toastmaster Mufaro. You have 1 5 so total of 6. And general evaluator, Toastmaster Karuna, 2 1 only 3 total speech crutches. That's it from me. Back to you, Toastmaster Karuna.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you did the right thing about pinpointing what kind of necessary for them to correct. And you did not pluralize R. 1 2 Okay, some Toastmasters, they would like to add S, but which is wrong. Okay, the R is the filler. So it's singular and plural at the same time. It's a non-counter. So it's R, 1 2 Very good. For your information, it's not a problem, okay, outside the domain of formal speeches. Outside, you can use whatever you want, yeah, to make conversations lively. Next, we have the timer, right? Next, we have the timer. I'd like to invite the timer. The timer is I think it's our president, Toastmaster Ahmad.
Oh shit, he's unwell today, so Boo takes over.
Okay, can I start? Uh, okay, all right. Right. Okay. I am Hizbullah. I will be the time. I have been the timer for today meeting. So the meeting started at 8:02 p.m. Slightly late, as we were waiting for other role players. So however, the SAA, the president, and the Toastmaster of the evening able to finish before the allocated time, which able to compensate the rest of the session. And this is Dr. Rashid able to finish within the allocated time. Now moving on to the table topic speaker. These are the traffic light system: green, yellow, red, and timeout. So far, all the table topic speaker within the most majority are within the yellow region, which is good, able to keep up with the time that allocated. Now moving on to the project speeches, prepared speaker. Prepared speaker 1 and 2 able to finish within the allocated time. Prepared speaker Toastmaster Han didn't slightly exceeded the allocated time. Perhaps need to improve further due to the technical issues also. And then break session we cut down due to the time allocated and time constraint. Moving on to the table topic evaluator, we have 8 minutes. Within the 8 minutes, able to complete within the 8 minutes. Moving on to the speech evaluator, all of them able to finish within the 3 minutes except for second speech evaluator. Then moving on to, I think that's all. Tag team, grammarian and the R counter able to finish within the allocated time. Back to you.
Thank you, timer. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot that you acted as the timer. Thank you, timer, Muhammad Hizbullah. And I think that's it. To respect the agenda, I think I have to hand over the floor to the president or vice president education, Toastmaster Jaya. Over to you.
Before that, we are done with the general evaluation, like for your evaluators, GE's report.
Okay, if you want me to continue, okay, but I'm trying to follow the agenda. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. The agenda was well structured and it was followed to the maximum capacity. Very nice. The choice of the theme follows the Chinese New Year. Roar like a tiger. I like that very much. If only you could suggest a dress code, okay, so more people can wear red or something related to tigers or things like that. It would be very nice to lift up the spirits. Okay. Otherwise, I don't normally use themes, but today I don't know, it was stable and not too stable, but now it's okay. Now it's very good. Yeah, now it's very good. So no matter what, we must move on valiantly in life, right? Okay. So let's embrace whatever changes there are. So all in all, very good, except for certain role players, they had problems with audio, but sportingly, both, yeah, they managed to, like Toastmaster, table topic master, managed to type in the chat box, and he did a good job. For table topics master, you should remind everybody the time, okay, which Toastmaster Dr. Rashid did, the time, okay, but also the theme. Please remind them of the theme and word of the day. Try to find a way. Try to find a way to flash the word of the day either in the chat box or somehow or other. Okay, maybe you can have a card or something so that people can use the word of the day. Yeah, to meet the demands of the word master, the hardworking word master. Everybody played their role very nicely, and even Toastmaster Naim had a good joke. He was finding it difficult to read the lips he mentioned. But that's very nice. Okay, it gives us that feeling of fellowship. Okay, we understand. We are here to learn from one another, right? And the speakers, very okay. You did a good job. I think you did your homework, and you made it very nice. And Toastmaster Hizbullah, I don't mind, but your full name is different, but then if it's okay with you, then you can refer to that Toastmaster Bull. I wouldn't mind, but then in formal situations, it's good to respect your full name, right? So other than that, I think I find all okay, except for table topics should go in line with the theme and try to manipulate the word of the day to the maximum. Otherwise, somehow or other, you can use it. Yeah, you can infuse word of the day. So everything was nice. Okay, pleasant. All right. Okay, most of you are brilliant, juggling things and then coming for the meeting. So thank you very much. Chen, we should proceed with the next agenda. Over to you, Vice President Education.